That makes sense for me.
The blood star.
Oh, what was that?
Luudo, you hit things up close.
Oh, wounding one.
Can I even use something?
It's a simple weapon. You can put the ring of size adjustment on it and it turn it into a small weapon.
I wouldn't get my finesse bonus, huh?
Correct. But they would get bleed on the first hit.
Right.
Bracers is what kind of
Sure,
AC?
throw them on.
Okay.
Oh, what kind of AC is bracers?
Armor, and it's also incorporeal.
Okay. Armor.
Alright, so Luudo will carry the bloody star for now. Burp. Done. Luudo, you got a ton of weapons.
Stacked. Yep. And you're the one who got turned into bark skin in the first fight.
Yeah. Okay. This is at least an hour of you exploring his area, waiting for Texarakagat to finish butchering the body. He does come back in, grabs a bag, and then goes back out, and comes back in one more time, and puts down the bag, and is now offering you guys meat, which has been freshly butchered and uncooked from Bark Wilder.
No, you eat it. You earned it.
No.
I'm quite full.
You notice,
don't eat.
Manny sort of grit his teeth and turn around, almost like the act of refusing gave him pain.
Poor Manny.
I don't eat thinking meat.
There's this twisted look on his face as he's standing at the head of the table, or sitting at the head of the table, like he's horrified by the thoughts that are in his own head.
I will.
Want to go hunting, Manny?
We need to get out of here. That's what it says.
I'll quick draw, sleight of hand, a little bit of the meats from the good meals I have,
Okay. Yep.
and kind of like on the slide, like it's all right.
Okay, so you give him a handful of like Venetian sausage or
Just
something like that.
something to take the edge off.
He quickly just stuffs the whole thing into his face. He doesn't eat it. Slowly. Thanks. That's what he says. A little bit of meat came out of his mouth when he said thanks. He actually goes and picks it up with his fingers and puts it in his mouth.
Yes, well, let's go take a walk then, I think.
Do you have anything for me to eat?
Oh, sure. I'll go grab some odds and ends from around the place.
Sure. You feed him a fire poker, a small tin cup, and like a broken clay plate. He asks you each time whether it's for eating or for keeping.
I'll get some of the meat from Tech as well. Let me have some.
No, don't teach it to eat man meat.
What about Spriggan?
Thinking meat? Don't teach it to eat thinking meat.
Oh, sorry, Knocker-Nom. Not this piece.
Has to learn that on its own.
Okay, well.
We should teach that to the bug as well. That's what Manny says.
Oh,
He's still looking sick to his stomach.
Mr.
Wrong
Gaget,
reasons.
I think it's a little late for that. Mr. Gaget has his own peculiar tastes.
Protein.
Yes, meat, I know. I'll peek my head out.
Just the brook babbling, the cold, the cool spring day. It's dark. You kind of like strain your neck, and you can see the abandoned or quasi-abandoned. Would that man still be living there? He'd be ancient if he still lives there. Or has it been taken over by bark? You also know that this tooth fairy that you ran into, Plek, had mentioned that there were a bunch of his kind there, as well as something called He Who Waits to Eat.
No, are we going?
There is no motion or nobody coming from the front door of the manor. All is quiet. Your battle seems to have gone unnoticed.
Anyone?
Seems to have gone unnoticed.
Are we going to take a look around?
Yes.
Guess I could sneak around a bit. Again.
Oh, splendid. Then,
Okay.
lead the way.
So I'm going to zoom out, because the manor is on the same map. Where is it?
Is it?
There it is.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring your whole kit and caboodle down to the edge of the manor. How far are you? How closely are you approaching?
I think we're probably gonna avoid the front left part of the house where it appears that he who waits to eat is hanging out in that place from our division.
Yep.
We're gonna
So if we zoom in, this is the roof, and you can see there are rain traps, and the chimney that is smoking is on this corner of the house. So it would be on this corner. There is a front. The trail leads right up to the front entrance, but there does not seem to be any other trails around the high wall that runs partially as part of the building, but in other spots as part of a wall that encapsulates what look like two different gardens.
I'd say let's say 200 feet away from that corner,
Okay.
and maybe 100 feet away from the wall in general. As we ooh, that's a big house.
It is a massive manor.
Yeah.
It looks like it may have entertained larger creatures, or might have some really large open spaces in it.
Yeah.
There are races that are large, so it may have been built with them in mind, or just with a lot of space, because nobles are rich.
fancy.
It is a 2-story building of impressive size.
We'll probably do a circle at a safe distance, look for holes in the wall maybe, or
All right,
place
so-
up to the front.
It's situated sort of overlooking a small valley. It doesn't allow you to walk all the way around at that distance. You're going to have to get closer to it if you're going to walk along the backside.
I'd be willing to get a little bit closer along the backside.
Yeah, I think that's fine. We're just really not into being close to that front left corner.
Okay, so you
Or
can...
you just maybe zoom out the map on your live stream.
Yeah. So you guys are really camouflaged into the surrounding area. So you're approaching the wall from the backside, and you basically need to walk pretty damn close to it if you're going to walk along the far backside. You don't see any entrances along the backside, although you do see the facade of the building, and I will expose some of that. There are windows on the upper floors.
Any lights in there?
The windows are all shuttered. If you look along this wall, you can see the windows. There's the faint line of... And, like, things that suggest that there might be an opening underneath, like some awnings.
Okay.
Is the wall in good shape?
The wall is in decent shape.
That's unfortunate.
Is it topped with cold iron spikes like the other one? The outer gate?
There are what look like pigeon spikes. I don't know if you've ever seen those before.
Yeah.
Like on places
Yeah.
where it's
Yeah,
flat, pigeons may roost. There are like really long spikes.
Yeah.
They could be cold iron. The outer wall is uninviting and is spiked.
How tall is that outer wall?
It is a good 15 feet tall. Rather smooth stone. Without a rope, it might be a difficult climb. So you get a sense of, now you looked around the building, you can see that there are shuttered windows, and there are some spikes along the tops of the wall. You get a sense where some of the entrances may be. They may be underneath these awnings.
Wasn't there smoke coming out of a back chimney?
No, it was the chimney at the front.
I thought there was lesser smoke coming out.
There might be a little bit coming out of here. It's less smoke and maybe more like a heat vent.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I have a rope and grappling hook if we need it.
Have we made a complete circuit?
You've made. You guys are basically inspecting the back of the building from this far away.
There really only appears to be one way through this wall that we can see.
That you've seen so far, yep.
Okay.
There is a garden in the back that looks like it's encased by the high wall, and there are some significant sized trees.
So basically what I'm hearing is there's no way for us to get in at the back.
Not unless we go up and over.
Luudo's got rope, right?
50
Yes.
feet and a grappling hook.
We could climb.
The opposite corner from the smoke. We could climb up that.
Not a bad idea. Will the rope hold a large friend here? Motioning towards the Zephyros.
Sure, why not? Okay, so you guys skirt using the wall as cover to the opposite corner. You take a look down this side. You don't see any entranceways. Just a lot of overgrown vegetation along that side. Where are you setting up the grappling hook? I'll make a little X. Right in that corner?
Luudo's your grappling hook.
Let's go on the short wall, anywhere on that short wall, just so that we're not going against the long wall that has could be seen.
You want a point?
Oh, yeah.
Like right here?
I think they're equidistant. 300, 300.
My pointer.
This wall runs all the way up to the house.
This one.
Yeah.
The corner would be easier to climb if you put it near the tree. That might also provide some bonuses to climb over, especially if you're gonna have to climb. If you're gonna climb up the same way.
Okay.
Yes, along that side looks like it will be like if you do it along this side, there seems to be cover from anyone
Right.
that might be watching, unless they're watching from that window. And there's no window along this space. Like up. So you don't see any windows.
Right.
So yeah, here might be good cover.
I was thinking of detection.
Okay. So point, you kind of think for a moment, point at where you want to put the grapple.
Well, let's throw it right. Well, you said at a corner, right? Right there be count.
Okay, after a couple of tosses, you manage to get the grappling hook affixed. Now you've got a rope. Is it a knotted rope or just a rope?
It is a silk rope.
Okay. Is the silk rope knotted or not?
We could knot it, but it's not as of now.
Okay. So you've got a rope and a grapple, 15 feet up.
Mm-hmm.
There's nobody bothering you. There's no condition that suggests that this should be difficult. So I will allow you to take 10s to climb up.
Even the big fat?
Yeah.
What's the DC on climbing a rope?
A climb a rope against a wall is 5.
Okay.
I'll
Guaranteed.
fly up and over.
Fair safe.
After someone has peeked over the top.
Got it. So
I'll
who's
fly up
going
over.
up first?
Luudo.
I'll do the honors, I suppose.
Be careful though. No more getting turned into wood.
Manny just hoists you up.
I kind of do a playful repel push off the wall.
All right, you get to the top. There's just enough space for you to stand on top of the wall. You kind of have to. You could take 10 and make DC 5. You don't have a -5 to your climb.
No.
Okay.
+7.
So you're up there. Now you've got a 15-foot drop.
Mm-hmm.
Pixel's going to be flying and hiding.
I'm going to
Okay.
move to the right and make room for other people to pass in hopes that I can.
Okay,
jump.
so you're kind of like acrobating. Okay, give me an acrobatics check as you're like walking along the top of the wall.
18.
Yeah, no problem. You're
Yeah.
pretty deft at that. You're avoiding the little spikes and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
All right, Manny's going to make a climb check. He manages to climb all the way up, but then he sees the wall going down the other side. Do we have another rope?
Can he hang?
He can try to climb down and hang.
Because he'd be. How tall is he? 7 feet? Something like that.
Yep.
I have a grappling hook and a silk rope. I've got one, I think. Somewhere in here.
Okay, if you've got another rope, you can set it up, and then this becomes trivial. If not, then...
Yes, here you go.
Right.
Set it up for me, would you?
All right, so you guys set up ropes on either side, 2 grapples, 2 ropes, and Manny's able to just hop down. He pulls out his weapon and is now looking around.
Well, since I made it this way, can I jump on the man?
You can acrobatics down. He can aid you. It's
Okay.
DC 15 to reduce the fall by D6, so taking nothing. So you could just jump down 15 feet.
Deal. With 14, what's his aid?
Yeah, he I think can auto aid.
Pixel's going to fly over and check the window.
There you go.
While Feroce is still standing there, Zafiro says to her,
Yeah, he auto aids.
when everybody gets over the other side, move away so that if I draw attention, you can surprise anybody who comes at me.
There you go.
Of course.
Okay. Pixel peeks in. She comes buzzing back.
I think it's a bedroom.
Empty?
There's a curtain at the far side and a door just to the left, and a big bed underneath the way. The bed looks old. It smells musty.
Like, the professor's size bed, or like Zephyros' size bed?
Oh no, it's gargantuan. Because Marty made the scale too big. I think this place is made for giants. That's what she says.
I hunt giants too.
Well, in the history of the Malavella clan, he did adopt.
Oh yeah.
Morphelio Malavella did adopt the symbol of M
Yeah.
to represent mankind and to protect against giants and fae.
Strange that he made all of his furniture to fit giants.
There are giants and half giants that are they're not rare
Mhm.
in the Great Wheel. So maybe giants at one time owned this place.
Did he get a giant deal on it when he bought it?
Hey.
Oh!
Oh, swish!
All right, so Professor, can you make a DC 5 climb check by taking 10?
Yes. I don't have negative strength yet.
Okay, so
Yes.
the Professor's like, oh. He brings you back to several digs where you had to climb down things, and you take a few breaths, and you manage to climb over. Manny's there helping you. Texirac Gagat is just going to jump. No, that's a DC 40 to jump. DC 43. I think it's DC 45 to jump a 15-foot. DC 45. He has a 35. He takes 10. So I think Texirac Gagat basically takes a running jump at the wall and jumps over it. And then
Not as elegant as flight, but effective.
Zephyros manages to climb up the rope. You're pretty strong, Zephyros, and it's a bit awkward, but you manage to get over. Manny doesn't quite help you because I don't think Manny could lift your weight. He does push you against the wall a little bit, providing a little bit of extra force in the right direction.
Thanks, Manny.
He gives you a nod. All right, you guys are in an overgrown, garden. The flower beds have all basically stopped growing in the beds themselves and are growing along the grasses. The trees have grown quite old. There's a lot of mulch from the trees shedding their leaves and then growing them back again. No one has tended to this garden for a while. It needs a good raking.
I'm going to be quiet, but I'm very happy.
Zephyros is also going to stay where
I've
he
been
is
living in a
because he's not
horrible
very
city for ages since I was driven out of the forests along with the rest of my kind.
The Malavella clan found a little tiny valley tucked off to the side where no one wanted to live.
Huh.
The mulch also reminds you of autumn.
Yes. Yes. I'll pick up a dry leaf. And just observe it for a little bit.
I'll go examine the stonework, masonry, and architecture a bit closer.
Sure, give me a knowledge architecture engineering.
Can I aid with my mining? I'm kidding.
Yes.
Cool.
You gonna aid me?
The Ferris is too far away to help, right?
Required to.
You have to hit 10 or more.
Never mind.
It's looking to figure out if anything lives in that tree.
Okay.
Didn't do so well. 10 on my engineering.
I can't.
Okay, so 12. Yeah, you guys don't really pick up anything. It's smooth stonework. Like, it's good masonry, do you think?
What's going on with this window? Is it like a set window?
It is a set window. There is a wooden iron reinforced
Security bars. Or window shutter.
shutters. Yeah, it is locked.
Yes. Well,
You could use.
I just so happen.
Just so happen to be a rogue.
Ooh.
All right, it's a little bit high off the ground, so Manny props you up.
You're riding on his shoulders.
Yeah, you're riding on your shoulders, kind of sideways. You're able to get position on his shoulders. It's like the window was built for somebody really tall.
Right. There we go.
You can see in through cracks, and you can see into the room.
I'm gonna attempt to.
There's a gigantic bed.
I'm gonna pull out my
You could
tools.
Quite a few professors in this bed.
Give each of my tools a kiss and then start trying to open.
Okay, give me a disable device check.
18.
Okay, you're able to just put your tools in, you jimmy it a little bit, and you hear a pop. You wince a little bit as the little iron thing kind of fell off and kind of tinked onto the ground. But tinked onto the bed, I guess. Nothing comes rushing into the room to investigate. When you do open the little shutters, a little bit of wind kicks in. You do see that there's another window here and a very elegant looking brown. It's like a curtain / tapestry, and it's got what looks like woven into it is kind of like a knight facing what looks like a giant on the tapestry itself.
Does that appear to be the doorway?
No, there's a door off to the side here.
It's a very tiny door.
Manny, throw me onto the bed.
Although it is a door, it does look like it's separating the room a little bit. All is quiet, suspiciously so. Manny just lowers you in and you hop onto the bed. Oh yeah, a small swarm of moths kind of kick up as they're eating away at some of the linens.
Okay.
There's just a real musty smell. The blankets look like they've suffered many moth attacks, perhaps entire generations of moths have lived here. There's a bit of dirt on the ground. Maybe some of the leaves from the trees outside have come through the windows, but it does not look like it's been disturbed in quite some time. There's a bit of dust also that got kicked up as you jumped onto the bed.
I'm gonna pop off that bed and take a look at. Is this a table or?
Yeah, it's a large table with drawers. You do see that there's a finer dust on the top of this table. Things have been knocked over, perhaps recently. It does look like some of the drawers look like they were in a state of being opened and only half shut.
Can I quietly slide these open? See what's going on?
Yeah, it's big enough for you to climb inside, actually.
Jesus. Nothing cool.
Give me a D6. On a 1, you find something.
Oops. Big 6.
Okay, so no, it looks like somebody has looted this place. In fact, you find a handprint along the top of one of the along the top of the furniture. It looks humanoid.
Blast.
Man-sized.
Alright.
You can kind of see into the next room,
Right.
and you get the sense that there is more furniture in there.
Just gonna do a little peeky poo.
Okay.
Oops.
There's a beautiful looking bath with dancing woodland figures carved into the side of it. The bath is run dry. There's a large table and a very dusty looking divan. This place is, I don't know what. Give me so it's woodland creatures. So woodland creatures is the motif of this one, and this guest suite is, we'll say, giant versus man. There is a door that leads out. Another couple of windows. These windows are open. There's leaves kind of being disturbed. You do see marks in the floor, like somebody came in here recently and kind of tossed the place. Some of the cushions of the divan are like off.
Do I see any evidence of movement at this other door? Close to the bed?
Yes, this door is slightly ajar.
Sweet. Going to take a little peek.
Okay, it smells vaguely stale and slightly foul. Not so foul like it's rotten, but no, it's more like an old poop hole.
Ah, the old poop hole.
You peek in and you find a privy.
Damn.
This place has plumbing. The
Alright.
privy goes into a hole in the floor that disappears, and there's a chain beside the hole, and this place. Wow,
Classy.
You do see that there's like a powder table. It also has all the drawers open. It looks like somebody has looted this place.
Can I test out the privy?
Sure. Okay, Luudo's taking a crap. What are the rest of you doing?
Pixel's gonna check this first tree and then check this second tree.
Okay. Give me a d6 and a d6.
Sure.
We're looking for ones.
Pair of fours.
Okay. She thinks that this tree is an apple tree. And this, actually no, we'll make it a little creepier. They're crab apple trees.
Nice. There you go. Creepy crabs.
How many trees in the back here? This is crab apple tree number 2.
You see, son, when a crab and an apple love each other very, very much.
She does find that somebody or something has gone and taken tiny bites out of almost every crab apple that is on the tree itself. And her thoughts quickly go to
Tooth fairies?
tooth fairies.
Yeah. Let's bring one apple back
Okay.
and we'll take a look at it and see if it looks like it's from a mouth with several different kinds of teeth.
Yes. Yeah. You. Look at this! Somebody took a bite out of all the berries.
Tooth fairies, I think.
I don't know, there's a lot of them, or one
And
really
the bad
hungry one.
ones. One very curious one. One very bored one.
Why would they do that to all the berries? It ruined it for all of them.
They're just mean.
I don't
Dark
like
and
berries.
mean. It's this place. It corrupts them. Don't you get corrupted, Pixel.
Oh, never!
Never?
Lean over to Manny and whisper to him, "What is he doing in there? I haven't seen him in a moment."
Manny's climbing in. He's forcing his way into the door and hops down into the bed. You alright in there?
Yeah, testing out this amazing plumbing. But I say it whispered.
You
gotta try this, Manny.
There is
I will
a strange
not.
chain beside the hole.
I want nothing to do with noise.
Okay, so you're basically just taking a crap in a hole. Okay.
Yeah.
What are the rest of you? Texerak Kagat is scouting around in the wilderness, or the tamed wilderness. He's having a look around.
I'll turn to Zephyros. Zephyros, can you shrink yourself down and fit through here?
I might be able to? Zephyros says as he starts looking at his spell lists.
I'll tell the professor and Zephyros, there are tooth fairies around.
Yes, I
You saw
can.
them in the visions, right?
Yes, he was surrounded by a cloud of them. They must come outside at some point. Perhaps we shouldn't linger out here in the garden?
Do you think we should linger in?
Texarakagat, like an ant, is going along the perimeter of this wall.
Where did he go?
Did we see a door over there?
No, you saw some awnings though. You're not sure. You saw like, if you scroll off to the right, like overhangs almost.
If you can't fit through here, Zephyros, there may be a door over there. Saw some awnings. This must be.
I can make myself small, but I would prefer not to do it, to keep the spell slot available for something more prudent.
Shall we follow Tech then?
I will follow Tech. If there's a door, then you may open it for us.
Okay, Luudo, you finish up. There's still a it's almost like a shoehorn like stick for scraping. That's perfectly shaped for an ass crack. And there's a sponge. It's an old sponge, but it's a sponge, like a sea sponge
Right.
for cleaning.
I'm going to indulge while I'm here.
Alright,
I didn't just come here to poop in a hole.
Luudo cleans up after himself. Hey, this is your shitty adventure.
Why is there so much poop in this one?
You guys are following Tech Surat. Okay, you notice. Okay.
Pharisee, are you following him?
Yes.
I suppose we should leave some spellcasters back to watch this lot.
Are you coming in?
The others are going to find a door around there.
All right, I'll sneak with the little one.
I'll come with you. Can't let you two get into trouble.
Okay, he reaches out the window and pulls you in. The two of you are standing awkwardly on this giant bed as small swarms of moths are flapping around.
Pixel
You
will.
notice Luudo cleaning himself up, undoing up his pants, and comes out of the privy. While
You gotta try that.
while the other group of you are Pixel. This particular window is got a very, very heavy iron. Actually, it's a cold iron shutter.
She won't touch that.
It looks like it has been locked and then boarded up on top of it.
Wow.
Same with these windows along this face here. This face of the building looks like it's shuttered up pretty good.
Okay.
I don't like the feeling of that room.
No. I'll be real quiet.
Okay. Tech Surat basically is pointing at what looks like a doorway. A simple door that leads out into the garden from the backside of the building. And we'll call the other two trees Crabapple Tree 1.
The math works.
And Crabapple Tree 2.
Yes, this checks out.
The crabapples look also kind of rotten because somebody's taken a bite out of each and every one of them.
Right.
And there's lots of like rotten crabapples all around the ground. It doesn't look like anyone has been back here in a long time. There is a small wood pile back here. I'll just put it. The wood pile's long ago kind of moldered and it's covered in spider webs, but it looks like this was a place where they might have stacked up wood for whatever reason. The door looks thick, heavy oak. It's got an iron keyhole. It does look like, however, that it had opened recent enough and spilled a lot of the crab apples that were along there, kind of like smushed them along the ground, like somebody did open. I guess the door would open in maybe some footprints in the crab apples then. There are no windows along the main floor, but there are windows above that look down. It looks like there's a couple of them. And there's an overhang that would protect you from rain. You could stand on that edge.
Yeah.
Again, quiet. There's something wrong with these windows.
I'm gonna get to
Pharisee and Pixel have a really bad feeling about these windows right here.
Yeah. It feels like there's probably something trapped in there. Like that's a place where you would trap fairies.
I will walk past Luudo into the privy,
Okay.
close the door,
Alright.
and I will, as quietly as possible, cast Unseen Servant.
Got it. To help you bathe.
You know, I want to squeeze that sponge out.
Alright, so unseen servant. I don't know which.
Whenever you dismiss the unseen servant, it goes back to wherever unseen servants come from and says, "It's ironic, but all of the things I do that I can't unsee."
Okay, so your unseen servant is there. What else are you doing?
I'm not gonna take shit. I'm gonna just come back out quietly.
Good.
Yes.
That was fast.
When you're my age, it sort of takes care of itself.
Okay, Pharisee, Texerat, Gagat, and Zephyros thought they heard something like a bird or something with wings going in probably one of these other trees. You can see there is a branch that's kind of bouncing a little bit, like something had just taken off. You don't see the bird or the creature.
I will try to start stealthing
Okay.
and go sort of under this platform.
Yep. Pixel staying close to you. Texerat, Gagat, like an ant, goes along the edge and just stops behind Pharisee.
Pixel's gonna check the keyhole.
Checking the door, it is locked.
Yeah. Can Pixel look through the keyhole?
Pixel can look through, yeah.
Yeah.
Pixel's like,
Small hallway beyond, lots of doors. Not very well lit. It smells like cedar. Actually smells nice. Cedar and cloves. I like this door.
it's got the big symbol of M kind of carved into it. This is... Zephyros, are you following?
I'm trying to think of whether did Zephyros get a sense that the door is locked when they were trying to unlock the door?
Looks like Pharisee tried the door a little bit and it looks like it was locked, yeah.
I guess Zephyros is just gonna follow them.
Okay. Luudo, kind of trudging, trying to be quiet as you're going through the bushes. There is a bustle in their hedgerow. Luudo, are you opening up this door?
I'm gonna crack it open as
Okay.
quietly as I can.
The hallway is eerily lit with candles.
Okay.
And it's a rather large hallway, very long, that goes down. It also goes off to the side, and you get the sense that you're in a very, very large open area, and you can kind of see into the grand hall from here.
Oh yeah, look at the creepy markings on the ground.
It's always a good sign.
Yeah, these should be like full lit kind of braziers, but somebody's put little tiny candles inside them, and they're just sort of tinkling. There are some like gossamer shreds of tapestries that would have been along the wall that
Have since rotted.
yeah, that since have rotted or that the moths have gotten to. There are a couple of doors. You get the sense by the lack of adornments on the doors that they're just simple doors that probably lead to simple rooms.
Right.
Functional, not artistic.
These being guest suites, I assume there's no like pictures of the family or anything. It's probably just generic adornments.
Yeah, that's why I said woodland. This one was full of woodland creatures, and there was the giant versus man, and you got the sense that the things in the room were kind of stylized in that way.
Does a 26 knowledge history tell me if this is a particular story of giant versus man or just a generic
Knowledge history?
Mm-hmm.
There's the hints of a story here. You catch the glimpse that there may have been the Malavella symbol on the tapestry on the knight that is facing the giant. He may have come from a line of people who fought giants, or this could actually be Morphelio himself. All right, what are you guys doing on both sides? So you've got Luudo and Mandreas and the professor kind of sneaking in through the guest lounge, and then you've got the others that seem to be stymied by a locked door.
I'm gonna motion for Professor and Mandreas to. That's good. We can come out here. Step out and go down this hall.
Okay.
I will, before Manny follows, will say,
We should try and find that other door they went to. Meet up with the rest of them.
They went over to that side.
Yes, we should go that way and find them. There's a door over there, I think. We shouldn't wander this place in groups alone.
I'm gonna point back in the other direction. We found this creepy room, and I'm interested in getting back to the rest of the crew to let them know that there's this creepy room.
Okay.
So I'm gonna start stealthing back along this wall.
Okay. Texarak Gagat continues to go along the edge of the building. And Pharisee's stealthing back.
Yeah.
And Sephiroth is going to stay here hoping that somebody would open the door for him at some point.
Okay. So Pharisee's stealthing back.
got you, brother.
Which means that Luudo is able to go down this long hallway, and there's just a single door at the end.
So give it a little peeky poo.
Okay. You open up this door. Give me a d6.
Guess.
All right. There is a massive table with large seats that you find in this chamber. There is a double door. You get the sense that this leads to the outside.
Okay.
This place is full of motifs of large, majestic birds and vines and flowers.
I know somebody who would enjoy this decor.
This particular bath looks like, or fountain, probably a bath. This one is actually kind of putrid and stagnant, like maybe it got clogged a long time ago and water still is dripping in along the side of the wall. There are two doors that are ajar. You do see the signs of somebody who has looted these rooms already. Give me 2d6. What were your d6 rolls? 5, and then 2 more.
Oops. Just 2d6s. It's after.
Okay, so no ones. Yeah, somebody has already. Damn it! Somebody has already looted in this room, and you can see that these two guest quarters also have privies of their own.
Oh.
How many shits you gotta take?
Rub
This,
his hands
this
together.
this place is rich. It does not look like moths have eaten the bedding as much as in the back room where the windows were open. Although this place has got sort of a foul smell in the guest hall, there'd be a lot of cleaning here to make this spot livable again. At this point in time, Luudo, you hear like something flying out of the room.
Out of one of these rooms?
No, kind of like out from this room into the hallway.
Oh.
Pharisee, by this point, has snuck all the way back to the other window. Manny is still kind of just guarding at this door with his sling out. Professor, what have you done?
Manny's holding the door. I told him something to do. I'm probably just studying a tapestry, maybe stepping through and studying the woodland critters.
Okay, Pixel comes flying in, and then Pharisee comes climbing up into the window. You can hear Manny and the professor moving around in the next room. They move the curtains back a little bit as well.
I'll go into the next room and have a quiet conversation with them.
25, see if knowledge history, the fountain itself, has any historical significance.
The woodland creatures also include Fae. You think they're called the satyrs. They're like little woodland creatures dancing with satyrs. They're little kind of horned, goat-horned, goat-legged men with pipes. Mm-hmm. They are very well endowed.
Big old floppies.
Not floppy. The history of satyrs comes from a culture of
pipes.
Yep. They seem to be aroused, but looks like they're concentrating on playing their pipes. The historical significance of this is you're pretty sure that the Malavella family also had run-ins with Fae as well, probably violent ones. Mm. This seems to be honoring them, maybe not in a violent way. Of course, you don't want to always think about battle when taking a bath.
I'm going to inform Manny and the professor that the room next to this one, the outside windows are covered in cold iron and sealed with wood. It just seems like a very bad room.
Okay. At this point, Manny, Luudo, and the people in this room can hear a kind of on the other side of the house, a door slam or a door kind of open, kind of.
This way! He's hungry!
We hear someone say that?
Yep.
From where exactly in the house?
And you can hear weird scuttling, like it's strangely reminiscent of the desk being dragged across the floor, but not quite as violently.
Could it be my desk? Please.
I heard that, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to shut this door
Okay.
to this great guest.
Manny takes a step back and just sort of slowly closes the door. He doesn't close it all the way.
Yeah.
Alright, so none of you are watching. What you hear is strange clinking noises, kind of scrapes and shuffling as someone is going,
Hurry up! Hurry up!
you can hear this slight sizzling sound, like something that has just been recently cooked.
Fajitas.
It's probably not fajitas. Whatever is coming this way,
Could be children. I want my baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back.
Be sizzling like fajitas.
where is the token? Did I delete it? Did it go away? Oh well. Let's have a look here. This gift, this is Malavella. Need. I seem to have lost a token. Give me 1 minute. Map, window, Explorer.
Yeah, not deleted.
That's unfortunate. Oh no, there he is. He got dragged out into the. Hopefully you didn't see him. Alright, it's speaking in a combination of Sylvan and Common.
It's saying, hurry up, hurry up. Light the way. You light the way. Follow that one. Follow that one. You in flanking position. You very careful. Stay stable. You're tipping the meat.
The mention of meat, you Professor hear Manny's stomach go. Manny looks kind of sick to himself. This entourage, whatever it is just around the corner here. To where you and Manny are going. You can hear the clips and clops and the clinks and like a small army of things moving, only one voice kind of charging away.
Come along, come along.
You get the sense that the sound seems to be coming now more up. You hear a low muttering, a door kind of upstairs opening, but it still sounds really close.
There we go. You over there. You over there. You shut the door.
And now you don't hear the entourage any longer. But the smell that slowly wafts down the hallway is that of a suckling roast with some sort of cranberry sauce. Manny's like, oh, that smells good. Smells good.
Yes.
It smells delicious, but be quiet.
What was that?
Not sure. Sounds like he who waits to eat might be feeding.
Something just flew by outside your room, like a small bird.
I think there are fairies about.
Luudo. Luudo.
I can faintly hear that.
Yeah. Where did Luudo go?
I don't know, you were watching the doorway.
He went down there.
Maybe he's taking another.
Remember, Manny, if you see them, you can just grab them.
Texerac has gone all the way back over this way, and he's stopped. He's basically doing a big perimeter as he wandered all the way around this side, and now has stopped, and he's looking at Zephyros. What do you wait for?
I am too big to go in. I am waiting for somebody to open the door for me.
Do you want me to open door?
Not yet. They are inside. They will open the door when they come.
Do you want me to wait here or continue my perimeter search?
Continue your perimeter search. Maybe you might want to join them on the inside.
Okay. He just continues walking along the sides of the wall. Makernam Gobbler just acknowledges the wait. Alright, what are you guys doing?
Do we hear anything outside the door anymore?
Nope.
Well, perhaps we should take a peek and find Luudo.
I'll give a peek out these double doors real quick while I'm here.
Alright, this door is not locked, and you take a peek out into a beautiful garden. We'll call it the guest garden. There is a fountain. What is a? Let's say it's a scandalous fountain of a nymph. Made out of stone, in her glory, kind of lying off kind of curled off to the side, supple form, and she's sort of spouting out of her mouth like some of the. I don't know, holding something up that the fountain's spraying out of the top of her hand.
Well, at least they had
Luudo's
taste.
like, ooh.
Oh, at least they had
You can
taste.
see a bunch of trees covered in vines. There's another like pool that might be stagnant. The fountain's still running.
Hmm.
There's a bit of spray in the air. Give me a perception check.
Big 25.
Yeah, did you make 25?
Okay, there is about a 15 to 20 foot long vine that is wrapped around one of the trees that twitched slightly when you open the door.
I'm going to close that door.
Okay.
Woo!
I'm just gonna put
Thank
it.
God. Big nope from this little guy.
Okay, so you're like, oh god.
Yeah,
25, it was a very good roll.
thank God. And I'm gonna head back to this door.
Okay.
It's about time to listen, see if I hear anything out in that hall. Perception. Oh, right. I'm gonna peek out, see if I can see anybody.
You see Manny half standing in the open door. He's kind of glancing around and
I'll pop out. Like, hey!
wait for you back.
Okay.
You zigged when you should have zagged.
What's going on, guys? Did you hear that? Someone's eating. And it's not
I think
Necronomicon or whatever his name is.
I don't think we should cross.
Gaedran?
The gobbler.
Oh, the Macronom Gobbler, got it.
Yes,
I think Zephyros is still outside that door.
I think we should go back out the window and see if we can get in that door. I'm afraid of crossing in front of that great hall.
Door's locked.
You hear the door upstairs open.
Come along, come along. You follow him, watch out for the hole, you follow him.
The door's locked. But that's
All right.
You can hear this cacophony of like like shuffling of feet and metal feet and
The inside.
whatever the shuffling is, it's coming down maybe some stairs. You guys move back into the room and close the door, and you're just sort of listening to this.
You follow him, you. This way.
And then you don't hear anything until a door slams, and whatever that entourage was, it's gonna be about a minute to walk by.
either that or we make a move now.
Luudo's gonna go out, hug this corner.
Okay, you are now staring to the south into a really massive entry hall. It is a grand hall filled with strange symbols along the ground, perhaps arcane in nature. It opens up to the above hall. There are some winding stairs to the left and right. You actually you catch a bit of a wind as there is a hall beyond that with a hole that is open to the sky.
A solarium.
So in this room over here, this has the entranceway like an old Roman villa,
Oh, yeah.
kind of like that that is open to the sky. A big pool full of water. Suspicious looking, strange symbol in the center of the great hall, and two sets of staircases that angle up to the upper floor. You get the sense that this part might be open,
Right.
like from above.
Pharisee is going to peek out into the hall
Okay.
and take a look down at this room.
Oh yeah, this room has double doors that have been reinforced with cold iron. They have very large chains wrapped around the door, like somebody opened the door, forced chains through the